Have you ever felt like life was pulling you in every direction? What if there was a way to find calm no matter the storm? Welcome to the Daily Stoic Habit, where we share the ancient secret that's about to change everything: Stoicism. Hey guys, if you're tired of feeling overwhelmed, chasing after things that don't last, or wondering how to live a life of true purpose, this video is your wake-up call. Stoicism, the philosophy of rock stars like Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, isn't just old-school wisdom. It's a practical guide to mastering your mind and living your best life. Imagine this: a life where stress doesn't own you, where you're unshaken by setbacks, and where happiness comes from within. That's Stoicism. It's not sitting cross-legged and contemplating the universe. It's about taking control of your thoughts, actions, and emotions every day. In a world that constantly tries to distract us, Stoicism is the compass that helps you cut through the noise and focus on what really matters. Before we get started, if this is your first time to the Daily Stoic Habit channel, be sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and like this video so you never miss your daily dose of Stoic wisdom. Ready to dive in? Let's start by unpacking what Stoicism really is and why it's the ultimate tool for transforming your daily life. Buckle up, because we're diving into a philosophy that's been changing lives for centuries, and it's about to light up yours. Stoicism isn't just a dusty old theory from ancient Rome. It's a vibrant, practical way to live with purpose, clarity, and grit in today's crazy world. At its core, Stoicism is about using reason to live a life of virtue, helping you navigate challenges with a calm mind and a steady heart. It's like a mental toolbox for building a life that's not just good, but great. Let's break it down. The Stoics, like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, believed in something called the Logos, a universal order that runs through everything, like an invisible thread tying the world together. It's the idea that life makes sense, even when it feels chaotic, and we can tap into that order through clear thinking. Ever wonder why we humans crave connection? Stoics nailed it. We're wired to be social, to lift each other up, to live as part of a bigger community. This isn't just feel-good talk. It's a call to treat everyone like family, building bonds that make life richer. Now here's where it gets juicy. Stoicism teaches us to love our fate. Yep, every twist, turn, and curveball. They called it amor fati, and it's about embracing life's ups and downs as part of a grand plan. Lost your job? Facing a tough day? Stoics say, "This is my moment to shine." It's not about ignoring pain, but about finding strength in it. Unlike some philosophies that feel like mental gymnastics, Stoicism is more like a workout for your soul. Practical, grounded, and ready to use right now. Think of it as Western Buddhism with a no-nonsense edge, less about chanting and more about doing the work to live well. Here's the kicker. Stoicism isn't just something you study, it's something you live. It's not about memorizing quotes in a classroom. It's about waking up every day and choosing to act with wisdom, courage, and kindness. Why settle for a life of regret or chasing empty pleasures? Stoicism points you toward what matters most, a life of meaning driven by virtue. All right, let's get to the heart of Stoicism, the 4 core virtues that light the way to a better life. These aren't just fancy words. They're the building blocks of a mindset that can handle anything life throws at you. We're starting with the first 2, wisdom and justice. Each one is like a superpower you can unlock to transform your daily grind, so let's dive in and see how they work their magic. Wisdom, the art of knowing what matters. Ever feel like you're spinning your wheels, stressing over things you can't change? Wisdom, the Stoics' first virtue, is your ticket to breaking that cycle. It's all about mastering the dichotomy of control, knowing what's in your power and letting go of the rest. Picture this. You're stuck in traffic, late for a meeting, fuming at every red light. Wisdom steps in and says, "You can't control the cars, but you can control your reaction." That's the game changer. Seneca and Epictetus hammered this home. Your thoughts, choices, and attitudes, those are yours to shape. The weather, other people's opinions, or random bad luck. Not your circus, not your monkeys. This isn't just about staying calm. It's about redirecting your energy to what counts. Imagine you're at work, and a colleague snaps at you. Instead of spiraling into anger, wisdom helps you pause, think, and respond with clarity. It's like having a mental filter that sorts the noise from the signal. In today's fast-paced American life, where we're bombarded with distractions, endless notifications, social media drama, wisdom is your shield. It teaches you to set goals you can actually achieve, like being kinder to yourself or tackling one task at a time. Here's how to flex this muscle. Start your day by asking, what's in my control today? Maybe it's how you prep for a presentation or how you handle a tough convo with a friend. Focus there and let the rest slide. Over time, this builds a rock-solid mindset that doesn't crumble under pressure. Wisdom isn't about knowing everything. It's about knowing what's worth your energy. That's the Stoic secret to staying steady in a world that's anything but. Justice, treating everyone like family. Now let's talk justice. Not courtroom drama, but the Stoic kind that's all about how you treat people. Justice means acting with fairness, kindness, and respect, seeing everyone as part of your human tribe. Marcus Aurelius put it beautifully. We're born to work together, like hands and feet on the same body. In a divided world, this hits hard. Ever catch yourself judging a stranger or snapping at a coworker? Justice flips that script, urging you to treat them like family, flaws and all. For those who are chasing success, it's easy to get tunnel vision, focusing only on your own work. Stoicism says, hold up, your happiness is tied to others. Think of that barista who messed up your coffee order or the neighbor who's always loud. Justice means giving them grace, knowing they're human, just like you. It's not about being a doormat. It's about standing tall with integrity even when it's tough. Imagine refusing to gossip at work or sticking up for someone who's being unfairly treated. That's justice in action. Here's a real-world tip. Try the Stoic practice of oikeiosis, picturing humanity as circles rippling out from you. Your family, friends, co-workers, then strangers. Act like they're all part of your inner circle. It changes everything. At the grocery store, thank the cashier by name. At home, listen to your partner without scrolling your phone. These small acts build a life of connection and purpose. Justice isn't just about big gestures. It's the daily choice to do right by others, creating a ripple effect that makes your world and theirs better. Ready to keep going? Next, we'll tackle the other two virtues, temperance and courage, and see how they complete the Stoic blueprint for a life well lived. Temperance, mastering your wants. Ever find yourself scrolling Amazon, craving the latest gadget, or stressing about keeping up with the Joneses? Temperance, the Stoic virtue of self-control, is here to set you free. It's not about denying yourself joy. It's about wanting only what you truly need. Seneca was crystal clear. Chasing money, fame, or fancy stuff is a trap set by fortune, and it'll leave you empty. Temperance says, enough is enough. It's about finding contentment with what you've got, whether it's a modest apartment or a simple cup of coffee. In America, where consumerism screams at us 24/7, temperance is a radical act. You're tempted to splurge on a new phone, but temperance steps in, reminding you your current one works just fine. That's not deprivation, it's power. By saying no to excess, you reclaim your peace of mind. Seneca taught that true wealth isn't a fat bank account. It's a mind that doesn't crave more. This hits home when you're bombarded with ads or social media flexes. Temperance keeps you grounded. Here's how to practice it. Try living with less for a day. Skip the takeout, wear basic clothes, or unplug from tech. Notice how it feels to need nothing extra. Or when you're tempted to overindulge, say at a buffet or online sale, pause and ask, do I really need this? Over time, these choices build a life unswayed by fleeting desires. Temperance isn't about being boring. It's about clearing the clutter so you can focus on what makes life rich, relationships, growth, and meaning. That's the Stoic way to live free. Courage, facing fear with grit. Life's not all smooth sailing. Sometimes it's a storm that tests your core. That's where courage, the Stoic virtue of bravery, shines. Courage isn't just about heroics, like rushing into a burning building. It's the quiet strength to face your fears every day. Epictetus said nothing outside your control, like failure, rejection, or even death, can truly harm you unless you let it. Courage is choosing to act rightly, no matter how scary it feels. Think about the hustle and bustle of life. Pitching a bold idea at work, confronting a toxic boss, or having a difficult conversation with a loved one. Courage is what gets you through. It's not about being fearless. Stoics knew fear is natural, but about not letting it call the shots. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor facing wars and betrayal, leaned on courage to stay steady. You can too, whether it's tackling a big project or just getting out of bed on a rough day. Here's a Stoic hack to build courage. Practice premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. Each morning, think about what could go wrong. Maybe a meeting tanks or someone lets you down, and mentally rehearse staying calm and virtuous. When challenges hit, you're ready. Another tip: take one brave step daily, like speaking up in a group or trying something new. These small wins stack up, making you tougher over time. Courage isn't loud or flashy. It's the inner fire that keeps you moving forward no matter the odds. That's how Stoics turn fear into fuel. We've got the Stoic virtues in our toolbox: wisdom, justice, temperance, and courage. Now it's time to put them to work with practical, everyday Stoic practices that'll transform how you live. These aren't just theories. They're hands-on tools to build a stronger, calmer, and more purposeful you. Let's kick things off with the first two practices: meditation and reflective journaling. Each comes with clear steps and real-life examples to help you hit the ground running in your busy American life. Stoic meditation. Anchoring in the present. Ever feel like your mind's a runaway train, jumping from stress to worry to what's for dinner? Stoic meditation is your brake pedal, grounding you in the now. Seneca didn't call it meditation, but he urged us to turn our focus inward, away from chaos, to find peace. This practice is about being fully present, aware of your thoughts and choosing virtue in this moment. It's not about emptying your mind or chasing Zen vibes. It's about sharpening your focus to live better, right here, right now. Here's how to do it. Find a quiet spot, your bedroom, a park bench, or even your car before work. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and focus on your breath. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds, hold for 4, exhale for 6. If your mind wanders to your to-do list or that annoying email, gently bring it back to your breath. Start with 10 minutes, daily, using a timer or a free app like Insight Timer. As you breathe, ask yourself, what's in my control right now? This anchors you in the Stoic dichotomy of control, letting worries slip away. Sarah, a Chicago nurse juggling long shifts, she started meditating each morning, sitting by her window for 10 minutes. When thoughts about tough patients or bills popped up, she'd note them and return to her breath. Over weeks, she noticed she handled stress better, staying calm during emergencies. One day, a rude coworker snapped at her. Instead of snapping back, she paused, breathed, and responded with kindness. Pure Stoic wisdom in action. Meditation trained her to stay present, making her days smoother and her mind clearer. You can do this too. Start tomorrow morning and watch how it steadies your soul for life's storms. Reflective journaling, your daily Stoic mirror. If Stoicism is a journey, reflective journaling is your map. Seneca practiced this by reviewing his day, examining actions and words to grow wiser. Journaling isn't just scribbling thoughts. It's a deliberate way to hold yourself accountable, spot patterns, and choose virtue over autopilot. In our distraction-filled world, this practice keeps you honest, helping you live intentionally, whether you're a student, parent, or CEO. Here's the how-to. Each night, set aside 10 to 15 minutes. Grab a notebook or use a notes app. Ask these questions. What went well today? What didn't? What could I have done better? Did I break a bad habit? What am I grateful for? Write freely, no judgment. Focus on specific moments, like how you handled a work conflict or a kind act you did. End by picking one Stoic idea to focus on tomorrow, like staying patient in traffic. Be consistent. Same time, same place builds the habit. Jake, a Denver software developer, started journaling after rough workdays left him drained. One night, he wrote about losing his cool with a teammate. Reflecting, he realized he could have listened more. He noted gratitude for his supportive boss and vowed to practice temperance next time. Weeks later, during a heated meeting, Jake caught himself, stayed calm, and earned respect. His journal became a mirror, showing where he shined and where he slipped. Now he's more patient and focused, even under pressure. Try it tonight. Grab a pen, reflect on your day, and set one small Stoic goal. It's like a workout for your character, and the gains are real. We're just getting started with Stoic practices. Next, we'll explore more tools like imagining a moral mentor and living each day like your personal Olympics to keep your Stoic game strong. Imagining a moral mentor, your virtuous guide. Ever notice how you act better when someone you respect is watching? That's the genius behind the Stoic practice of imagining a moral mentor. Seneca suggested living as if a wise figure, like Epictetus or even a modern hero, is observing your every move. This isn't about guilt-tripping yourself. It's about raising your game by aligning with someone whose integrity inspires you. In a world full of distractions and temptations, this practice keeps your moral compass steady. Whether you're at work, home, or scrolling social media. Here's how to do it. Pick your mentor. Someone real or historical whose character you admire. Seneca loved Epictetus, but you might choose Marcus Aurelius, a grandparent, or even a mentor like Abraham Lincoln. Picture them clearly, their face, voice, values. Throughout your day, especially when faced with a tough choice, ask, what would they think of this? Before acting, pause and imagine them watching. Are you about to snap at a coworker? Would your mentor nod approvingly or shake their head? This mental check-in nudges you toward virtue, wisdom, justice, temperance, courage. Practice it daily, and it becomes second nature. Mia, a Seattle teacher swamped with grading and parent emails. She chose Marcus Aurelius as her mentor, picturing his calm resolve. One day, a student was disruptive and Mia felt her temper flare. She paused, imagined Marcus watching, and asked, would he lose it or stay fair? She chose justice, addressing the student calmly and earning their respect. Mia now uses this trick during staff meetings or when scrolling Twitter, avoiding petty arguments. It's like having a wise coach in her corner, keeping her grounded. Try it. Pick your mentor tonight, and tomorrow let them guide one decision. You'll feel stronger knowing you're living up to their standards. Personal Olympics, every day's a chance to shine. What if every day was your shot to prove your greatness? That's the Stoic practice of living like each moment is your personal Olympics, a concept Epictetus championed. It's not about gold medals, but about competing against your own weaknesses, laziness, anger, fear, to show your virtues. In the American rat race, where we're often on autopilot, this practice wakes you up, turning routine days into opportunities to grow. Every challenge, big or small, is your arena to flex wisdom and courage. Here's how to do it. Start your morning with a mindset shift. Tell yourself, today's my Olympics. I'm here to win at being my best self. Identify 1 or 2 challenges ahead, maybe a tough work call or resisting the urge to doom scroll. Approach each like an event. Plan to act with virtue, stay focused, and reflect afterward. Did you stay patient? Show justice? If you slip, no sweat. Another event is coming. At night, review your score in your journal, noting wins and areas to improve. Treat every day as a fresh competition, and you'll build grit over time. Jake, a New York bartender, used this practice to tackle stressful shifts. He'd wake up saying, tonight's my Olympics. I'm going for gold in patience. During a hectic Friday, a rude customer tested him. Jake saw it as his 100-meter dash, choosing to respond with calm humor instead of snapping. Later, a coworker needed help. He stepped up, earning a medal in justice. Journaling that night, he noted his wins and planned to work on temperance next. This mindset made shifts feel purposeful, not draining. You can start tomorrow. Pick one challenge, like staying kind in a meeting, and treat it as your Olympic moment. Win or learn, you're growing. These practices are just the start. Next, we'll wrap up our Stoic toolkit with voluntary discomfort and other ways to make these principles stick in your everyday life. Voluntary discomfort, embracing the hard stuff. Why choose discomfort when life's already tough? Because, as Seneca taught, leaning into hardship on your terms makes you unstoppable when real challenges hit. Voluntary discomfort is about saying no to luxuries, like hot showers or your phone, for a short time to strengthen your mind. It's not about suffering for suffering's sake. It's about realizing you're tougher than you think. In a society hooked on convenience, from DoorDash to Netflix, this practice is a wake-up call. Happiness doesn't come from stuff. It comes from within. Here's how to do it. Pick one comfort you rely on: coffee, social media, AC, or takeout. Commit to skipping it for a day, a weekend, or even a week, depending on the challenge. Start small. Try cold showers for 3 days or fast from screens for 24 hours. Set clear rules like no phone after 6 p.m. and stick to them. Before starting, write down why you're doing this in your Stoic journal: to build temperance or face fear of missing out. During the practice, notice how you feel: cranky, liberated, or both. Afterward, reflect. Did you survive just fine? Did it make you stronger? This trains you to handle life's disruptions with a shrug, not a meltdown. Alex, a Miami graphic designer hooked on his morning latte and late-night TikTok. Inspired by Stoicism, he tried voluntary discomfort by skipping coffee for a week and limiting phone use to work only. Day 1 was rough. Headaches and boredom hit hard. But by day 3, he felt sharper, using his mornings to read Seneca instead of sipping $5 brews. Without his phone, he connected more with his roommate, sparking deeper talks. Reflecting in his journal, Alex realized these needs were habits, not necessities. When a work deadline stressed him later, he stayed calm, crediting his practice. Now he does a discomfort challenge monthly, feeling freer each time. You can start small. Try no coffee tomorrow or a day without streaming. It's like a mental boot camp, and the confidence you gain is pure gold. With meditation, journaling, a moral mentor, personal Olympics, and voluntary discomfort in your arsenal, you're ready to live Stoicism daily. Now that we have our Stoic toolkit, wisdom, justice, moderation, courage, and a powerful set of daily practices, it's time to bring it all home. How do you take this ancient philosophy and make it work in the chaos of modern American life? Whether you're grinding through a 9-to-5, dodging social media traps, or navigating tricky relationships, Stoicism is your secret weapon for staying grounded, focused, and fulfilled. This isn't about retreating to a cave to ponder life. It's about thriving in the real world. From boardrooms to barbecues, let's dive into how to apply Stoicism to handle stress, overcome setbacks, and build a life of meaning, with practical tips and examples that hit close to home. First up, let's tackle stress, the uninvited guest in every American's life. Between deadlines, bills, and the constant ping of notifications, it's easy to feel like you're drowning. Stoicism's dichotomy of control is your lifeline here. Focus on what's in your power, your thoughts, actions, and reactions, and let go of the rest. Say you're stuck in a traffic jam on your way to a big meeting. Instead of cursing every car, take a deep breath and use the moment to practice wisdom. You can't control the road, but you can control your mindset. Pop in an audiobook of Marcus Aurelius, or just focus on your breathing. Like in our meditation practice, this shift keeps you calm and productive, turning a stressful moment into a win. Take Lisa, a Dallas marketing manager who used to stress over her boss's last-minute demands. After discovering Stoicism, she started applying the dichotomy of control. When a project deadline got moved up, she focused on what she could do: prioritize tasks, communicate clearly, and stay professional. The stress didn't vanish, but it stopped owning her. She'd journal each night, noting how she stayed composed, reinforcing her progress. You can do this too. Next time work piles up, list what's in your control, tackle it with temperance, and let the rest slide. It's like decluttering your mind, leaving room for clarity and peace. Now, let's talk setbacks, because life loves throwing curveballs. Lost a job? Relationship hit a rough patch? Stoicism's answer is amor fati. Love your fate. This doesn't mean grinning through pain. It means seeing challenges as chances to grow. Epictetus, a former slave, taught that every obstacle is a test of virtue. When a setback hits, ask, how can I use this to be wiser, braver, or kinder? Maybe you got passed over for a promotion. Instead of sulking, channel courage to seek feedback and improve. Or practice justice by supporting a colleague who got the role. This mindset turns losses into lessons, keeping you resilient. Consider Mike, a Phoenix mechanic who faced a layoff. Devastated, he turned to Stoicism, embracing amor fati. He used his free time to learn new skills, volunteering at a community shop to practice justice. Journaling helped him reflect on gratitude for his family's support. Within months, he landed a better job, crediting his Stoic approach for keeping him steady. You can apply this next time life knocks you down, whether it's a breakup or a financial hit. Pause, reflect, and ask, what's the virtuous move here? It's not about ignoring pain, but about building strength from it, Stoic style. Relationships are another big arena where Stoicism shines. In our polarized world, from family dinners to online debates, it's easy to clash or disconnect. The virtue of justice, treating everyone like family, guides you here. Imagine you're arguing with a friend over politics. Instead of digging, practice temperance by listening without interrupting. Use wisdom to focus on what you control, your tone, your openness. Seneca said, we're all part of the same human tribe, so aim to understand, not to win. This builds bridges, not walls, whether with coworkers, neighbors, or strangers at the grocery store. For example, Emma, a Boston college student, used Stoicism to mend a strained friendship. Her roommate was slacking on chores, sparking tension. Instead of snapping, Emma imagined Marcus Aurelius watching, choosing justice. She calmly proposed a chore schedule, listening to her roommate's side. They compromised and their bond grew stronger. You can try this. Next time someone frustrates you, pause, breathe, and respond with kindness. Small acts like these, done, daily weave Stoicism into your relationships, making them deeper and more rewarding. So how do you make Stoicism a habit in your busy life? Integrate it into your routine. Start your morning with 10 minutes of Stoic meditation, focusing on your breath and what's in your control. During the day, use the moral mentor practice. Picture Seneca or a hero guiding your choices. At night, spend 10-15 minutes journaling, reflecting on what went well, what didn't, and how you embodied virtue. These practices don't need hours. They fit into commutes, lunch breaks, or before bed. Consistency is key. Think of it like brushing your teeth for your mind. Let's look at Ryan, an Atlanta entrepreneur who wove Stoicism into his hectic schedule. Mornings, he'd meditate while his coffee brewed, setting a calm tone. At work, he'd imagine Epictetus watching during tough client calls, staying patient. Nights he'd journal, noting gratitude for small wins like helping a teammate. This routine turned chaos into clarity, boosting his focus and relationships. You can build your own rhythm, maybe read a Seneca quote over breakfast or reflect while walking the dog. The goal is to make Stoicism your default, not a chore. Why does this matter? Because Stoicism delivers results. A life of tranquility, freedom from anxiety, and deep purpose. In a world pushing you to chase money, likes, or status, Stoicism pulls you back to what's real. Your character, your actions, your impact. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Whether you're battling workplace stress, rebounding from a setback, or strengthening bonds, Stoicism gives you the tools to show up as your best self. Start small. Pick one challenge this week, maybe a stressful meeting or a family spat, and apply one Stoic practice, like focusing on what you control or choosing kindness. Reflect on it in your journal and watch how it shifts your perspective. Over time, these moments stack up, building a life that's not just successful but meaningful. You're not just surviving the American grind, you're mastering it Stoic style. We've seen how Stoicism fits into modern life, but how does it feel to live it? Next, we'll explore a personal journey with Stoicism, including a surprising parallel to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, to show why this philosophy is worth your time. We've unpacked the Stoic virtues and practices and seen how they fit into the hustle of modern American life. But what's it like to actually live this philosophy? Let's get personal. I'm sharing my own journey with Stoicism, how it pulled me out of a rough patch and gave me a new way to see the world. Along the way, I'll draw a surprising parallel to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a martial art that's taught me just as much about grit and growth. This isn't about preaching from a mountaintop. It's about real progress, real struggles, and why Stoicism is worth your time. A few years back, I hit a wall. Growing up, I was part of a tight-knit Christian community, but by high school, I'd lost faith and turned into an angry atheist. That fire fizzled out, leaving me adrift. No school, no church, no anchor. I tried joining secular groups, hoping to find connection, but they felt hollow. Loneliness crept in, and with it depression and panic attacks that shook me to my core. I needed something to hold on to, a way to make sense of life's chaos. That's when Stoicism found me, like a lifeline in a storm. It wasn't a quick fix, but it offered a path, clear, practical, and grounded in reason. Stoicism became my guide, promising not just survival but a life of purpose. I dove into Seneca's letters, Epictetus's teachings, and Marcus Aurelius's meditations, hungry for their wisdom. The idea of focusing on what I could control, my thoughts, my actions, felt like a revelation. I started small, meditating, for 10 minutes each morning, breathing through anxiety instead of fighting it. Journaling at night helped me unpack my days, spotting where I'd been impatient or ungrateful. These practices weren't magic, but they were real. Slowly, the fog of depression lifted, and panic attacks became less frequent. I wasn't cured, but I was stronger, more in command of my mind. What kept me hooked was Stoicism's honesty. It doesn't promise a perfect life or a sage-like glow. It says, you'll never be flawless, but you can get better. That resonated, especially when I started learning Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu around the same time. If you've never tried it, Jiu-Jitsu is a grappling art. Think wrestling with chokes and joint locks, no punching. It's tough, humbling, and relentless, just like Stoicism. When I stepped onto the mat, I was a mess, flailing, panicking, getting tapped out by everyone. But I trusted the process, showing up, drilling techniques, and learning from losses. Sound familiar? It's the Stoic grind in action. Both Stoicism and Jiu-Jitsu demand patience and persistence. In Jiu-Jitsu, you spend your first year learning basics, how to escape, how to move, before you start winning. Stoicism's the same. You unlearn bad habits like obsessing over what others think, then build new ones like practicing temperance or courage. Early on, I'd get frustrated when I couldn't stay calm during a work argument or when fear crept in. But like rolling on the mat, each slip was a lesson. I'd journal about it, reset, and try again. Over time, I noticed progress. I handled stress better, spoke up with courage, and felt gratitude even on rough days. Here's the Jiu-Jitsu parallel that blew my mind. Progress isn't linear, but it's real. In training, there's a saying, you spend a year learning to win 99% of fights, then 20 years chasing the last 1%. Stoicism's similar. Most of us won't become sages, but we can outgrow our worst selves. Seneca described 3 levels of progress. Those who've ditched major vices but haven't faced big tests, those who slip back occasionally, and those still wrestling with smaller flaws like anger or fear. I'm probably in that third group, but that's okay. Getting there means I'm miles ahead of where I started, and that's enough to keep going. Take my fear of failure, for example. In Jiu-Jitsu, I'd freeze during sparring, scared of losing. In life, I'd avoid risks like pitching ideas at work. Stoicism's premeditatio malorum, visualizing worst-case scenarios, helped in both. I'd picture tapping out or bombing a presentation, then plan to stay calm and learn. On the mat, I got braver, trying moves even if they failed. At work, I pitched a project, got rejected, but kept my cool, earning respect. These wins, small but steady, showed me Stoicism works if you stick with it. Why does this matter for you? Because Stoicism isn't just for philosophers or martial artists. It's for anyone who wants a better life. You don't need to be naturally calm or disciplined. You just need to show up. Like jiu-jitsu, where 90% of beginners quit before their blue belt, most people dabble in Stoicism and drop it. But if you commit, say, 2 years of daily practice, you'll be amazed at who you become. I'm not a sage, but I'm less anxious, more connected, and clearer about what matters. That's worth every ounce of effort. So, here's my challenge. Start your Stoic journey like you're stepping onto the mat. Try one practice, meditation, journaling, or facing a fear, and stick with it for a month. Reflect, adjust, keep going. You'll stumble, but each fall makes you tougher. Stoicism's promise is simple: a life of tranquility, purpose, and strength, built one day at a time. For me, it's been a game changer, and I'm betting it can be for you too. What's next? Let's wrap this up with a final push to start your Stoic journey today, tying it all together with a call to action that'll spark real change. We've journeyed through the heart of Stoicism, its virtues, practices, and real-world applications. Now it's time to tie it all together and send you off with a spark to start living this philosophy today. Stoicism isn't just a set of ideas. It's a call to action, a way to rise above the noise of modern American life and build a life of purpose, peace, and strength. Let's wrap up with a clear path forward so you can take that first step and make on Master Stoicism. Transform your daily life, ultimate guide. Your reality. Why does Stoicism matter? Because it hands you the keys to a life you control. In a world obsessed with chasing money, likes, or fleeting highs, Stoicism pulls you back to what's real: your character, your choices, your impact. Wisdom helps you focus on what's in your power, cutting through stress like a knife. Justice builds connections, turning strangers into allies. Temperance frees you from wanting more, while courage lets you face fears head-on. Together, these virtues create a rock-solid foundation for happiness that no bad day can shake. And with practices like meditation, journaling, or imagining a moral mentor, you've got the tools to live them every day. So, how do you start? Keep it simple. Tomorrow morning, try 10 minutes of Stoic meditation. Focus on your breath and ask, what's in my control today? At night, grab a notebook and journal for 10 minutes. What went well? What could be better? Pick one virtue, like courage, and set a small goal, like speaking up in a meeting. Or try voluntary discomfort. Skip your coffee for a day and notice how it feels. These aren't big leaps. They're small steps that stack up. Consistency is your superpower here. Commit to one practice for a week, reflect, and build from there. Before you know it, you'll be living with a clarity and strength you didn't think possible. Why start now? Because life's too short to wait. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that death could come today, so live each moment like it counts. That's not morbid. It's motivating. Every day you practice Stoicism, you're crafting a life that's not just successful but meaningful. You're not just surviving the grind, you're mastering it, turning chaos into opportunity. And the ripple effect? You'll inspire others, your friends, family, coworkers, to live better too. That's the Stoic legacy. A life well lived, lifting everyone around you. Let's make it real. Pick one challenge this week. Maybe it's staying calm in traffic or being kinder to a tough colleague. Apply one Stoic tool, maybe the dichotomy of control or imagining Seneca watching, and see what shifts. Write about it in your journal and share your progress with a friend. You're not alone in this. Stoicism's been guiding people for centuries, and it's here for you now. The world's noisy, but Stoicism gives you the quiet strength to rise above it, building a life that's yours, not fortune's. Due to time constraints, we'll wrap up here. I hope this video has been helpful to you. If it sparks even a tiny change in your life, I'm truly fulfilled. Save this video to your playlist to revisit anytime. Please like and share it with others. Sometimes the right message at the right moment can transform a life. And don't forget to subscribe to Daily Stoic Habits, hit the bell, and stay tuned for more game-changing content. Goodbye for now, and I'll see you soon.